Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about 3 reasons relationships fail. My name is Vanessa, I'm a healer, a light worker, and I'm here to help you. The first reason that relationships fail is incompatibility. And oftentimes we do not ask enough questions before we get into a relationship. We choose a partner based on chemistry, on looks, and based on whether they are nice to us and things like that. But compatibility goes really, really deep. And it's really important. So there are 3 main ways that you need to be compatible with your partner, or there will be severe turbulence and most likely an end to your relationship. And the first is intellectual, second is spiritual, and third is physical. So you need to have all these categories be compatible for the relationship to work. And life purpose falls into this as well. So, and this is more like an intellectual. So if you have goals and a purpose in life that is going to conflict with your partner's goals, or they're just so far away from each other, then it isn't going to work. For example, if you want to help people and be a healer and raise your consciousness and the consciousness of others, and you have a huge goal and passion for this, and your partner's goal is to watch all the Marvel movies ever made, you are not compatible. And it is not that one person is right or good or bad, it's just that they don't go together. Because if you can have this one foundation of your purpose and your goals, then this is going to be an excellent foundation. And really, a mistake that people have is that 2 people need to come together to be one. And that's really impossible. And the healthiest way for a good relationship to work is that you have your life, they have their life, and somehow you guys come together lots of the time. So if you do not have a similar goal and life purpose, then you are not compatible. Intellectually as well, if you like to have deep conversations and your partner likes to talk about the latest entertainment gossip of the pop stars and rap singers, then you are not compatible. And the obvious one is physical, if you don't have any sort of attraction to the person. So these things are all important, and we do not ask each other enough questions. I think I remember being a woman and entering in relationships in my younger life. It was taboo and sort of seemed demanding to ask all this information up front. But it is absolutely necessary for us to do this before we invest too much time. Because what happens is people don't ask these questions, they invest a ton of time into a relationship, and then they start to realize, oh, we're not compatible. But yet I've spent all this time, I've invested years maybe into this relationship. And so there's a clinginess there. You don't want to let go of all of this time you've invested. So you keep trying to change your partner and trying to get them to see your point of view and trying to get them to be someone they are not going to be. And that is one of the ways that you can tell if you are not compatible. If you tell your partner the needs that you have in a clear way and they are not able to meet them, then you are not compatible. And a lot of us think, well, this person's just a big jerk. I told them what I want and they're not doing it. But maybe they're not able to do it. Maybe the way that you want to be loved is not the way that they are able to sustainably love someone. So we need to ask these deeper questions. How much time do you like to spend with your partner? What kind of physical intimacy do you like? Are you a hugger? Do you like someone to always be, holding your hand, or do you not like that? These are the things that we need to ask our partner. And if we don't do this, we are setting ourselves up for failure. And the second thing that we do that causes relationships to fail, and this happens almost all the time, is when we first meet someone, we put not our best foot forward, but our inauthentic foot forward. So for example, if you are a woman and you are single and you are looking to date, you might start really dressing up, putting makeup on, going on a diet, working out, every day you go out and you look, you've really dolled yourself up. And this is what you're going to present to the person. And that's fine unless that's not you. unless you're the type of person who doesn't like to wear makeup and likes to wear sweatpants and doesn't really worry about your appearance. So what you're doing, and I'm using this example, is you are duping the person, because what you are presenting to that person as yourself is actually not yourself. And almost everyone does this. We get our best manners out, we get ourselves to look the best, and what we do is we present ourselves as we are not really. So once we get comfortable in the relationship, our true self starts to show, and the person realizes they have been duped. So it is so important that you do not exaggerate the person you are, you do not change it in any way, and that you present your actual self to this person. So this is not fair either for the other person. So, and this, I'm going to use that same example, that someone gets all dressed up as a woman and they present themselves to this man as this person. And then as they get comfortable in the relationship and they start to let themselves go and they just don't put on makeup, they don't get dressed up anymore, and they have got off their diet. And now the person gets upset and they'll say, well, you know, just love me for the way I look, or, you know, they think that you're superficial. But actually, they have been duped because you presented yourself. They have a right to choose whatever type of person they want. And if you present yourself to be a certain type of way, maybe at the beginning you're a man and you pay for dates all the time, but that's not something that you want to do or you feel like you should have to do. And as you get more comfortable, you just stop doing that and you don't think dates are important at all, actually. So then you have duped the woman. So it is so important that we put our actual selves forward, not what we think we need to do to get someone, or not the super shiny version of ourselves that is not sustainable in the long run. And the other thing that we do to cause relationships to fail is at the beginning of relationships, we sort of, we have an idea. Once you meet someone, you really quickly gain an idea about who they are and what kind of person they are. And we also layer them with what we want them to be. So instead of actually getting to know the person and really asking all these questions that I've been talking about, we just give them a role to play already. This person is this. And we want it so bad that our minds allow it to be so, until as the relationship goes on, we are not able to keep up this illusion anymore. So this happens to us all the time, where you'll just tell yourself, oh, like there was all these signs and it was just meant to be, and this person is this great person and caring person, but you've only known them for, 2 weeks, and you actually don't know what type of person they are, especially because of what I just told you, that people are often putting the shiniest version and the false version of themselves forward. So these are lots of reasons that relationships fail and why so many relationships fail. And the last reason, so I said 3, but there's actually 4 reasons that relationships fail. And the last reason is because we are not whole ourselves and we do not know ourselves. We cannot expect another person to really get to know us if we do not know ourselves. And we cannot expect another person to fill a void that we have. That is just too much pressure for another person. We really need to show up to the relationship feeling whole. If you are needy, and the more needy that you are, and the more that you're pulling on this person, that is an icky energy. People actually will back away from that energy. And so you find that in a lot of relationships. In a lot of my relationships, I was pulling at the person and they were literally, backing away. So we need to show up to any new relationship, not needing that relationship, knowing that we are already whole, just ourselves, and that a relationship will be a bonus to our lives and not a completion of any kind. This will not be a relationship that is going to make us whole and fulfill our dreams. We already need to be able to do that ourselves internally. And I promise you, this is really going to be setting yourself up for failure if you don't show up to a relationship in this way, because you are just going to be asking way too much of the person that you are in a relationship with, and your neediness in order to fill this void that you have and you have not filled yourself, which is completely possible, then it just isn't going to work out. So, yeah, I have learned so much about relationships. I've been studying relationships, studying men, studying women. I find it to be so interesting. And I really want us to turn around as human beings, as earthlings, and to learn about ourselves enough so that we don't enter into relationships that are not compatible and are not going to be fulfilling. So I wish you luck on your journey. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the bell, and I can't wait to connect with you soon. Thank you.